Hello everyone, welcome to the third lecture on HTML from Desi Q&A. So in this lecture, we will start with learning the semantic tags. So semantic HTML elements are tags in HTML that provide meaning to the structure and content of a web page. They basically help both developers and browsers to understand the purpose and significance of different parts of the web page, making the content more accessible and search engine friendly. So, to start with, as we know, this is the boilerplate code of our HTML. So, I'll change this to let's make it tutorial 3. So, the first semantic tag we have is header. So header tag basically represents the introductory content or a set of navigational links at the top of a web page. Typically includes elements like logos, site titles, and several other navigation menus. So header tag, how we add is, let's say header. Header, let's start the development server and we will write a h1 tag. Let's say the title is our title. And then we have a tag named nav that basically represents the navigation nav. And suppose we have an ordered list here. Inside of unordered list, suppose we have different anchor links. Let's say we have an anchor link href. So if I give just one slash and not giving any document name or the file name, it means that this is the starting of the page. It will not go anywhere. It will stay here itself. And then let's say this is the home page. After this, let's have one more link. List li. So anchor tag, and let's give some name here. Slash, let's go to forms.html. Here we will say about. So in this way, you can add several number of lists, including an anchor tag, and that is having this reference to some other files. So as we can see that if I click on about, I'm going to forms page. Let's make it forms only. Yeah, that's more clear now. If I click here, we went to our form. And if I click here, we are just where we were. So this is how basically it works. And then the one more important semantic tag we have to learn is a section. Suppose we have created a section tag, and in this section we have h2 and the title is our section. And then suppose we have a p tag. So yeah, we can see our section here. So basically what this section tag did is it defines a section of a document and is often used to group related content together. So we can see that here we are not building any kind of project. So if you build your project on your own, you can understand it more clearly. We can see that we have put some content over here. So we keep some related content in this section. So it's a generic container for content that doesn't have more semantic elements. Inside of this, we don't have any semantic elements. So this is a section. So if we have created like this, you can add some CSS styling not just to H2 or not just to P. You can add to entire thing by using this section tag. You can add a CSS to this. So the next and the foremost important thing we have is nav bar. Oh, sorry, it is footer. So footer is nothing but it will be shown at the end. We can understand it like suppose you want to display your copyright kind of thing, or you want to represent your contact details. So you basically represent it inside of the footer. You will see the footer at very end of the web page. So footer basically contains metadata about a section or the entire web page, including authorship or copyright information, and contact details like you can add your email, phone number, or anything. It appears here at the bottom. So we can add anything here. um, you can add all copyrights reserved. You can add like this, and then you can add your name over here. Okay, so to make it more clear, we will remove this and we will add a p tag, and inside of this p tag we will add this thing. You will learn it later. I will say about this later. The copy thing, copy 2023. So suppose what's the name of our website? Our name of our document is tutorial 3. So let's just give this name, or you can give your name itself here, or you can give your name here, your name. So this is how it basically works. So after this you can add your address using the address tag. Add the contact details inside the address. So let's say contact, and then we'll use anchor tag. And then here, let's say you want to add some mail here. Let's say mail to. Add your mail here. So the mail can be anything. Okay. So make sure you add some valid mail, and here you can add anything. You can just add the name of the mail here. Okay, so this is how you can make the content inside of the footer. So you can include some metadata inside of this, using which the user, usually the client, can contact you. So basically we don't have so much of content here, so that's why the footer is appearing at the top. If we have a lot of content, we could stick it at the last. And We also have one more tag, main. It is also a semantic tag, main. So basically, main tag elements, main encapsulates. Um, let's add some article inside this. Article is a tag. It is used to represent a type of data that is in the form of articles. So article, let's give name to our article h2, and let's give some name our article, and then let's give some explanation for the article. Let's say some lorem 40. So in the Visual Studio Code, if you click Alt plus Z, you can see the proper indented code here. And then let's add this footer at the last. Yeah, that looks good. So this is how we can use our main element. So the next thing we have is a semantic tag named aside. Let's see what is the use of this aside tag. Aside. Aside element contains content, main content, but it's tangential. Always the content inside this aside element is somewhat. In this example, let's consider some h3 tag. H3 tag, we are representing some related links. So here we are representing some related links to our main tag, and then we will add some unordered list. Here we already know how to create an ordered list and ordered list, and inside of this list I will have an anchor tag. And let's say, as we have very less amount of files already created, you can create a new file and add it over here as you wish. So I will just add a file that is already present in my local system. So here let's give some name, as we're always using. Let's use this intro.html, and let's say intro page. Let's just assume that this intro page is somewhat related to our main element. Main element means the article. The intro page is basically kind of related to article. And let's say we have one more list and an anchor tag. Anchor tag contains one more file. Let's say this is second tutorial. So yeah, this is how our aside tag works. Aside element works in the HTML. So you can make as many as changes over here to learn and get a grip over it to how it actually works. So after semantic tags, semantic elements, we will learn the most interesting concept, that is audio and video. So how to add audios and videos to our web page. So that is what we will learn it now. So this is kind of a huge course. So let's create one new file inside the same folder. Let's say I have created a new file named audio video.html. We can do it in any ways. Let's give some name here, audio and video. So let's stop this server for now and we will add new server. So basically we are learning how to add the audio and video to our web page. So as we know, the entire content should be present inside of the body tag that we want to show on our web page. So to showcase our audios, we basically have a tag named audio. So this is our audio tag. So inside of this audio tag, we basically need to give some file, right? We have to specify the file which contains our audio. So just in the same way like we added the images, we will give the source. So source is also a self-closing tag. It doesn't have any extra closing tag. So in the source, we will give src. So src contains the name of the file. So you will have to add some file. So I have this file named audio.mp3. Let's add it over here, audio.mp3. You shall have to specify the same path or that is stored in your local system. Suppose if you have added a audio file that is inside the desktop, you should use the desktop, desktop slash audio, or inside of the desktop, suppose you have created some other folder named audios, then this is how your path will look like. So you should have to specify the path properly. Even if you miss one single thing, this kind of things will not be displayed on your web page. So even though we have written this, our audio is not displaying here. The reason is we have to write controls here. If you don't write controls here, your content will not be displayed. If I remove this, my content is not displayed. So this is how it works. You can click on the audios and you can just listen to it. And if you want your audio to be turned on loop, you can use this loop here. What happens in the loop is if you turn on this audio, it will continuously run in a loop. Here also, even if you use the loop and you delete the controls, your audio will not be displayed. So adding this controls word is very important. So this is one important thing, and then next we will move on to creating a video. So for video, basically we have to specify the width and height just like we added in the image. So it's not always necessary to specify the width and height of the video. So let's say we will give the src here. Let's say I have one video here named video.mp4. We will add it here, video.mp4. So my video will be shown here. You can see, you can ArcNet, and the video will be turned on. So this is how the video tag works to display how the width and height works. Let's say you want some 100 pixels and then want some 100 pixels of it. So you can see this is not looking good. So let me make it to 300 and even this as 300. So yeah, this looks better for now. Also in this case, if you want your video to be autoplayed, so let me click Alt plus Z. If you want your video to be autoplayed, you can add an attribute named autoplay.
ArcNet, delivering trust.
This video will be autoplayed once you open this web page. You can see if I refresh my page, this video is not getting turned on. It will turn on only once when you open this page. Okay. So the next thing is, if you want your video to be muted, suppose you don't want to be this voice to be turned on at the beginning itself, so let's give it as muted. You can see the video is playing, but we don't have any voice here. It is muted. So let's run. We have this mute button here. If I click here, it is getting unmuted. So, and one more important thing here is, as we have used here the loop kind of thing. If we want our video to be run on a loop, we will add this loop attribute. So this is how the video and audio elements work. If you want to make it like look more realistic, you can add one more tag named, you can add a label here. Let's suppose you can add a label, whatever it is. You can say you can give any name to your audio. And then this will be played inside this. And then for video also, you can add a label of name. Let's say play this video. So this is how it works for now. We can add the CSS things to make our code, our web page look more beautiful, as we had already learned that CSS makes our web pages look beautiful. So this is how video and audio elements work. So the next and foremost important thing we will learn now is entities and special characters. Entities and special characters are the foremost important things in HTML that you have to learn. So basically, these special characters are used to display characters that have special meaning in HTML. So to learn more about that, let's create a new file. Let's save it as, let me save this as, what to name, entities. .html. I think it will take. So yeah, it took. For now, we will stop this. We will have our new web page now. So basically, we are learning about entities. So basically, as we know that we have these kind of things like less than, this less than, um greater than, and then we have an ampersand. We basically use it for copyright kind of thing, and then we have double quotes, and then we have a single quote, and all these have special meaning, right? If we just write this, the interpreter will compile it in different way. So for that purpose we use these entities and special characters in HTML, so that the browser will write the content as we need into the web page. So to learn this, let's say you want to display the less than and greater than symbol, these less than and greater than symbol. Let's say we have a p tag. Inside this p tag, you want to know, yeah, one more thing is HTML is not a case sensitive. This p and this p are both same, so this doesn't have a greater impact. So it is always better to use lowercase letters for the tags, so that it will not get make you confused. So let's say you want to use less than, use less than and greater than. So let's understand what happened. You gave it as ampersand LT, so it interpreted as less than symbol, and then you just wrote p is written as it is, and then you wrote ampersand GT. So this got interpreted as a greater than symbol. So this is how it works. So this is kind of an interesting thing and most important thing to learn in HTML, so that your websites will look more good and realistic. And then we have one more thing, like let's use p tag for that also. Let's say at you want this, you want to use ampersand symbol as it is. So for that you will use right. So this is how it works. For writing the ampersand symbol as it is, write the ampersand AMP. So this, you can, after this you can write it like, this is our company. This is our company. So always make sure to write, uh, this is not this colon, this is semicolon. Always make sure to write the semicolon after this. Yeah, here we have added a semicolon. Perfectly. So you can see the ampersand has been interpreted here. And then the next thing we have is, copy. Yeah, copy. To display how the copy thing works, we had used it here. As you can see in the footer, we use this copy, so to represent how the copyrights work. You can see here, yeah, here you can see the copyright symbol. So this is how it was used. Let's learn it once again, as I had not explained it over there. So ampersand, COPY, and most important thing is semicolon, copy. write 2023, my company. We can see the changes over here. Ampersand copy and then 2023 my company. So this is how it basically works. Ampersand copy will interpret the copy symbol as this. And next thing we have is quotes. Let's learn how quotes work. Inside of the p tag, it's add some interesting paragraph here. Like he said, so we basically mention the statements in the double quotes. So ampersand LD, sorry, LD, it is QUO, LDQUO, and then let's write hello and ampersand RDQU. So yeah, this is how it works. So LDQU and RDQU, the left quotation and the right quotation, you can see the difference here. You can see the difference in this, and in this. So this is how we add. We will add one more p tag to learn that. So yes, this is named as ampersand APOS apostrophe, and yeah, you can see an apostrophe here. Yes, let's move this. Let's add cats. Don't need extra spacing. Cats pause. So yeah, you can see this is how the apostrophe had been added here. And then one more thing is QUOT quote. We can add a simple paragraph here. Work hard. Work hard. Ampersand QUOT. So you can see the quotes, double quotes have been added at the beginning and at the end. Here a single quote is added, and here we can see the left quotes and the right quotes like this. And we have also added a copyright thing, and we have added ampersand, we have added less than symbol, we have added a greater than symbol. So this is how it basically works. So we have learned about these entities and special characters. And one more, let's learn one more thing. Let's say you have a p tag and then you want character reference. So if you want to represent some characters by their Unicode points, let's say ampersand, you want slash 169, ampersand 169, 2023 hour our company. So how it works, if you don't want to show this exact numbers in your web page, you can, if you don't want to show this Unicode, you can just show it like this. So this is how it will be rendered by the interface. So the next thing we will learn is about meta tag. So meta tag is a most important thing. We can see that we have added a meta tag at the end. We had also learned about the use of this meta tag. Here we had learned about this meta tag, meta charset UTF-8. We had not learned about this. So basically meta charset is equal to UTF-8. This one tag specifies the character encoding used for the web page, typically set to UTF-8. See, using UTF-8 ensures that the page can display characters from various languages and the character sets correctly. So this is the use of meta charset UTF-8. And the next thing is we have one more meta tag here. So this is meta name viewport. Meta name viewport content width device weight and initial scale is equal to 1.0. So this is kind of, this may look like a very big thing, but it is not that. So this meta is essential for creating responsive web design. It tells the browser to adjust its width to the device width and set the initial zoom level to 1. So basically, suppose you have created a web page on your device. So based on that, based on the size of your device, you have created a web page. So if you want your web page to fit on the device of other device of other person, that person might have some other device width. So to fit on that, we use this content is equal to width is equal to device width. So this initial scale basically says that initial zoom in. So when the page loads, we don't want any sort of zoom in. So you can see this is this page is kind of normal. So we don't see any kind of zoom in here. So this is what it means about this meta tag. And one more thing is we didn't speak about this comments, how this comments basically works. So adding comments in a code is very important. Like, it will be helpful for explanatory purpose, the HTML code that are not displayed on the web page when it is rendered in a web browser. Comments are useful for documenting your code, like providing context to other developers or temporarily disabling parts of the code for testing or debugging purposes. Like, suppose you are getting some error in your web page. Suppose you have written a lot of code, you also include some JavaScript code, suppose like that. So you made some changes into your code and your page is not working. So in that case, what you can do is you can just comment out some part and you can run your page and you can see if the error still persists. If the error is not persisting, then you can understand by this that this sort of code is causing the error. So that is the foremost important use of this comments. So comments are useful for documenting your code, providing context to other developers, or temporarily disabling some parts. So in HTML, comments are created using, you can see a less than symbol, this exclamatory mark, and then double hyphens, and same at the end except this exclamatory mark. So this is how the comments are created. So you can add as many as number of lines of comments. Suppose let's say you have a p tag, in that you have lorem some 100. So we see that this is a huge line of code. You would have added some more lines also. So for the entire thing you can select all this and you can click on control and then you can click slash. So by clicking that, your entire code will be commented. Suppose you have a single line code, let's say paragraph. So for a single line code, what you can do is you can have your cursor anywhere. You can click on control slash, your paragraph is commented. To uncomment this, you can click on the same control slash, and even if you click here, it works the same. So this is how the comments HTML works. You can comment out as many as number of lines in the HTML.